Welcome, lovelies, to our third Community Masterclass. My name is Leah Skye, and I'm the founder of the Feminine Network. Our masterclasses are a way for our members to share their passions with the community, whether that passion is something to do with directly in business or personal. If you're already a member, we would absolutely love you to join us and share. And if you're not a member, please come join us. So today I'm joined by Selena. She's the founder of Pivotal Moments, a coach and human design practitioner with a passion for helping people feel more understood, connected, and empowered. With over 20 years in the corporate world and deep expertise in coaching and communication, Selena brings a holistic, human-first growth to both work and life. I am so excited for this event, so welcome, Selena.
Thank you so much, Leah. And thanks so much, ladies, for joining. Rachel is actually one of, we're friends, but we met at work at my old job. And I know that Rach has, she has her daughter at home with her, which is probably why her video is just off, but I have seen her. So it's definitely no porn under Rachel. So yeah, thank you so much everyone for joining. I'm so honored to take you on this little journey. I'm going to keep it just a very super high level overview. But before we go into it, do you all know what your human design is? Okay. So what you can do is obviously this Leah's recording this, but you can come back and refer to it later. But there's heaps of free websites where you can run a chart for yourself so that you can get your unique human design chart. But also, if you just want me to run it for you, you can just share your details with Leah at the end, and I can run them for you and pass it through her. Okay, so I will share my screen, and I just need to get you to give me access, please, Leah.
There you go. You should be able to do it now.
What's happening here? Okay, can everyone see that? Fantastic. Let me move this out of the way. Okay, so welcome to Decode Your Design, Human Design Masterclass. What is happening? Isn't this working? Oh, there we go. Okay, what is human design? So when anyone ever asks me, well, what do you do? And I talk about human design. This is how I kind of explain it in its most simplest form. It's just a holistic self-knowledge system, and it combines aspects of different modalities such as astrology, chakra system, the I Ching, and Kabbalah. In its most simplest form, I would refer to it as a self-discovery tool or even a self-acceptance tool. It helps empower you to live a life that feels authentic for you because it teaches you to understand yourself and reconnect with the person that you were born to be and that of which your soul inherently already knows. We talk about in human design that our souls come here with a mission. We are all born with a mission when we arrive on this earth, and that is what our unique design teaches us. It will show you how to use your energy in a way that uplifts you rather than depleting you, and also encourage you to follow your intuition rather than listening to external influences and opinions. And I'm sure we can all relate to that, where we have to make a decision or we need to talk something out with someone and we think someone else knows better. But really, what human design teaches us is how to connect with our body's intuition. Our body has all of the wisdom. It holds all of the answers that we need for ourselves. Now, the origins of human design, it's fairly young still. It was only founded in 1987 by Robert Alan Krakauer, who later renamed himself to Ra Uru Hu, which kind of connects with the mystical origins of it because he was living in Ibiza and He said he went on an intensive 8-day experience where he received all these downloads and a detailed framework that combined several ancient and modern systems. So for him, rather than positioning it as a belief system, he wanted to present it to the world and make it seem like it's a synthesis. So it's drawing from astrology, the I Ching, the Kabbalah, the chakra system, even quantum physics and genetics. So, yes, a lot of people do connect deeply with this story of its mystical origins. I don't know, maybe he was on magic mushrooms. I'm not sure. Who knows where it came from, but it's actually very accurate, very spot on. And most of us, we just use it for its practical value. It really is a tool for self-awareness, for better decision making, and even just improving our relationships. Now, as I mentioned, this is what a body graph chart should look like, something along these lines. There are a few different platforms that provide these. For my business use, I use Genetic Matrix. Now, your body graph chart is created using your date, time, and place of birth. If you don't know your time of birth, there are a few different things you can do. First is obviously check your birth certificate. If your parents don't remember or they're no longer with us, you can ring the hospital. Failing that, if the hospital doesn't have it, there are astrologers out there that do birth rectification, where they spend time with you going through and talking about significant events throughout your life, and they can if they can bring it down to your rising sun, I think it is, they kind of can give you a 1 to 2 hour window, but that's a lot of work. Failing all of that, what I actually do is in Genetic Matrix, I can just put in, as long as I have your date and place of birth, what I can do is put it into Genetic Matrix with a rough time. And then it actually provides me 8 different variances of over a 24-hour period of what you may be. And when I tell people who come to my workshops, if they weren't, I had just held a workshop, my first workshop recently, and there were a couple of people that weren't 100% sure on their birth time. So I said, look, it's usually only 1 or 2 different energy types that you may be. So I can just give you the 2 variances of it, or even if it's however many there are, and then you just take in and listen to each of the energy types, and whichever one resonates most with you, that's probably the one that you would normally go with. That's how I initially did mine, because my mum didn't remember my time of birth, nor was it on my birth certificate. So yeah, for me, I was either going to be a manifesting generator or a manifester, but I definitely resonated more with the manifesting generator. Okay, so why is it so powerful? That is the question. Greater self-awareness and understanding. It's going to show you how you naturally interact with the world, rather than operating from this place of conditioning. And we talk about that a lot in human design, that we all go through conditioning through our entire life. And that's not to say that it's bad, and it's not good or bad, it's just the way it is. But when we connect with our human design, we start to peel back the layers of external influence. That's where we can start to learn to decondition from outdated beliefs or things that may not be ours. It will also give us empowered decision making. I mean, imagine having more confidence and just trusting your instincts rather than second guessing yourself and sitting in that analysis paralysis feeling and having decision fatigue. When you understand your design, it helps you to really make decisions from a place of knowing that the choice you're making is right for you. It's going to improve your relationships. I know for me, when I discovered mine and I learnt about the other energy types as well, I started to really realize, oh, wait a minute, we're not all in fitting into this one box, and that's why that person operates that way. Oh, and that's why that person makes decisions in that sense. So it really helps to just foster greater empathy and a lot more patience for others. Less burnout and more flow. So as if we couldn't all do with a little bit more of that. I mean, there's so much. We just live in a world of hustle culture and do more, 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 when really what your design teaches you is how to conserve your energy rather than depleting it. Human design will give you practical tools for your everyday life by understanding your strategy and your authority, which I will go into later. You can just take that into your everyday life when you need to make decisions, when you need to commit to something, whatever it may be. Human design is going to give you those tools to take into your everyday life. It's also going to give you clarity on next steps. So anytime you are feeling stuck on something or you're unsure of anything, just refer back to your unique design and go, oh, okay, that's probably what I should do. I probably should wait for the invitation, or how does my gut feel when that opportunity is presented to me? And my most favorite is just greater confidence in being yourself, because when you embrace your authentic energy and you feel more comfortable expressing your true self, and you don't feel guilty or you don't feel pressure to conform to what society expects from you or what your immediate environment expects from you, then that's when you really start to feel more alive. And honestly, when you start showing up more authentically as yourself, that's when your right tribe is going to come to you and be attracted to you. You're going to generate the right energy to bring in the right people for you. Does anyone have any questions so far? I think Leah, they can just put it in the chat box, right?
If anyone has any questions, pop it in the chat box and we'll have some time to chat, to ask Selena questions after. And I also just popped a link to a human design website that you can quickly, if you don't know your type, pop it in there, because I didn't know. And it really, yeah, then you'll know it when Selena gets to that part, I guess. So
Okay, thanks, Leah. So the layers of human design, it is very, very layered, very nuanced. There is so much that we could go into, and I'm going to just quickly cover off most of it. Actually, I want to go back a slide because I wanted to just quickly touch on, now that I'm going to go into the layers of human design, back here on the body graph chart. What I'll be going through today is, this is where your most key information lives. So this is where your energy type, your profile, your incarnation cross, authority, strategy, and themes. That's where you'll find all of that information. This information down here, I'm not covering off today. That's something that comes a lot later, but you'll see once I go through the layers, there's 2 pages of it that I'll give you an overview on. That kind of, all this stuff down here is very detailed. So we didn't have enough time for all of that today. But in here, when I talk about the energy centers, if you're familiar with the chakra system, they kind of align with the chakra system. So we've got the head center here, and that's where your inspiration, where your anxiety, where mental pressure lives. And then this next one here is the Ajna energy center, and that is for conceptualization, ideas, your creativity. Here is the throat energy center, and that's all about communication. Then here is the G center, or the identity center, and that is where sense of self, direction, love live. And then over here is the heart center, and that's ego, willpower. Down, the next one is here is the solar plexus, and that is your emotions, your feelings. This one here is your sacral, and that is sexuality, pleasure, desire. And then over here is the spleen. That's your intuition, your instincts, fear. And then the last energy center is the root center. And that's where your life fuel is, where stress lives, where pressure lives. And when I refer to defined, defined means it's colored in. And if it's undefined, it's white. Now, defined means you have consistent energy for that, whatever the theme of that energy center represents, you have your own energy flow and a consistent and reliable state of it. So for example, the root center, as I said, that's where your stress, where your pressure lives, where your life fuel lives. So if you, with a defined root center, that means you probably handle stress, pressure, deadlines quite well. You don't feel overwhelmed by it. And if it is defined and you do still feel like you're overwhelmed, you may be operating from a place of conditioning. You might be feeling like you have to be stressed and take on all these deadlines and feel that pressure that everyone else around you is putting on you. So there's, as I said, there's a lot of conditioning that you will start to realize. And a lot of things will resonate. A lot of things may not resonate, and that's okay. So don't put too much pressure on yourself to think, oh, that's me, but I'm not resonating with that. It could be that you're just operating from a place of conditioning. And so when it's undefined, so those with an undefined root center, they will actually pick up the stress coming from others and they will amplify it. And that's with any of the energy centers. Solar plexus, undefined, will pick up the emotions from those with defined and amplify it. So for example, my husband is he has an undefined solar plexus and I have a defined. He can really feel when I'm in a low state and he'll pick up on it and he'll actually feel even worse than what I do. So that's what I mean by those with an undefined will feel the energy, but then amplify it. And then we also we touch on the profiles, which is 2 numbers up here. The gates, see these little red and black lines coming out of the numbers? They're gates. When you see a full connection between 2 energy centers, that's what we call a channel. And then down the sides is what we refer to as the planets. And then these are your arrows. Again, very high level overview. So let's get into some of these layers. The first and most important part of human design is your energy type. And this will teach you how you are designed to use your energy and just interact with the world around you. We say that your energy type is kind of like your sun sign or your star sign in astrology. It is the first and most important point that identifies who you are. Then we have your strategy. And this is just what your decision-making approach is in life that is going to help you use your energy more effectively. Then we move into your not self theme. And this is the emotional signal that shows up when you are out of alignment with your design. But when you are in alignment with your design, this is what we call your signature theme. And that's that feeling that you're going to get that confirms that you are living in alignment with your energy and your purpose. Then we have your authority, and this is your inner decision-making tool. It's going to show you how to make the best choices for you based on your body's wisdom and not your mind. We've all been taught that, I don't know, well, I assume we've all been taught. I know I grew up believing that I have to make decisions with a calm, clear, rational mind. I've got to weigh up the pros and cons. I've got to look at all angles. And this just couldn't be more further from the truth. Our body holds all of the wisdom. and we just need to learn to tap into it. And that's what I will show you today. Then we've got your profile, and this just describes the role that you are here to play in life. And it also shows you how you naturally learn, how you relate to others, how you grow as a human being. There are 6 profile lines, and you will always be a combination of 2 of those profile lines. So the first number that you see, you might be a 3-5 or a 1-4 or a 6-2. The first number is how you see yourself, and the second number is more so how the outside world looking in at you sees you. And then, as I said, the energy centers. So these are going to show you where you have consistent energy if they're defined, and where you may be open to taking in and amplifying that energy from others. And that is where you are undefined. So defined is colored, undefined will be white. Then we have the gates. So these represent specific traits or themes of energy. We call them gifts. They shape how you express yourself, how you experience life. So a couple of examples of gates is gate 60, which is the gate of limitation. And this means that you have an intolerance for roadblocks. You don't like things getting in your way. You just want to move through and get things done really quickly. Then there's gate 36, which is the gate of crisis. And that is the fact that you're able to solve emotional issues. People probably come to you in times of crisis, or they're going through rough times, to help them navigate how to come through, because they know that you have this gift of being able to help them. Then there's also gate 9, which is the gate of focus. And that gives you the ability to really hone in on details and really just focus. And it's like you've got blinders on and nothing else can penetrate you while you're in that state of focus. Then we have the channels, which was what I was saying before, is what connects the 2 energetic pathways from one energy center to another. Is that a message for me? Asians
Sorry,
also.
I misspelt it. I meant to say, are gates also called gifts? Because I'm just looking at mine and mine are just saying gifts.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
Gates are gifts. Yeah,
All right.
because they're your gifts. These are all the wonderful things that you have to offer the world.
Yeah, it's fascinating. It's cool.
And then, so the channels, they are 2 gates connecting each other out of 2 different energy centers, and they come together to form a channel. So an example of this would be gate 3828, which is the gate of struggle. And that just means if you have this channel, you're probably someone who really believes in standing up and fighting for what feels right. You know, it's not letting the underdog go unnoticed. Gate 6 to 59 or 59 to 6. It can go either ways. That's the gate of connection. So you form bonds really well. You connect human beings. You bring people together. Channels 3611. That's the channel of curiosity, and that means you're always seeking meaning. You're always looking and diving deep into something. You just want to understand the depths of what it is that you are looking into, or you are researching. Sorry, and just to go back, there are 64 unique gates, and then there's 36 channels. Oh. Then we have your planets, which are the 2 columns down the left and right hand side of your chart. And these represent different aspects of your personality and your life's themes. So these will influence how your energy expresses in various areas of your life. I think kind of similar, it's like your Jupiter, your Mars, your Venus. It brings all of those in. Your incarnation cross, this is kind of like your life's purpose. It reflects your overarching life theme and shows you the kind of direction that your energy is here to fulfill. Then we have definition, which shows how the defined parts of your chart are connected. It reveals how you process information and how you relate to others. So it's like, so there are five different forms of definition. It's none, single, split, triple, and quad. And what that means is the less splits that you have, the quicker you process information. So someone with a quadruple split definition, that means they're probably going to take quite a long time to process information, process things that they are learning. If you say you've got a team and you bring on a new starter and they seem to be taking a long time to pick up what you're trying to teach them, maybe that's just because they've got quadruple definition. And then there's the circuitry, and this shows the themes behind how your energy moves. So what drives you? How do you connect with others? And there's 3 different circuitries that you could fall into. The first one is individual, and that's just you operate best probably in an individual setting on your own. You don't need others. You're there to kind of inspire change. And then there is tribal, and that is caring for a group of people close to you. So you might be the leader of your tribe. You've got your close knit friends or your unit, and they probably look to you for what are we going to do next, or look to you for advice, or you kind of lead that group to doing things together. And then the last circuitry option is collective, and that is someone who is here to share with all. They're here to share with the collective their knowledge, their wisdom. They're here to create communities. Okay, now the fun part. We are going to get into the energy types. So as I said, your energy type is the first and most important point that identifies who you are, and it's going to reveal how your energy naturally flows, how it interacts with the world around you. Now, there are 5 energy types. And the first one is a manifester. So they're our initiators, they're our change makers, they are trailblazers. They are very independent. They require freedom and autonomy. They have a really big aura. They actually have the biggest aura out of the 5 energy types. So their presence can be felt the moment they enter a room. And we talk about it in human design that manifestors can actually repel some people, and not repel as in you are repulsed by that person. Repel as in when a manifestor is living exactly according to their design and they are just doing their thing and they're showing up as themselves, there's this bigness and intensity to them that some people just can't handle. And that's maybe just because they're on their own journey. They're not ready to take on what that manifestor is here to show us. Because they are very impactful and they get these urges, and their role as the manifestor is when you get that urge, you just have to follow it. It is not meant to make sense. You are not meant to try and make reason out of it. Just when you get an urge, follow it and just see where it takes you, because it has come to you for a reason. And that's why they can be seen as very spontaneous, very unpredictable almost. But the main thing for a manifestor is following their urges. They need freedom and autonomy, and they need rest. So when they get those urges, it's like they have big, powerful, energetic bursts that come with those urges. And once they've got that urge and they've followed through with that, they just need to rest and retreat, and they really need time on their own. And they say manifestors really, when they're in a relationship, they actually should sleep by themselves and not with another energy, because they need that time on their own. Really important that they have that. Manifestors also about 9% of the population, second rarest. Then we have the generator. These are our little energetic bunnies. They are the builders and the doers of society. They are here to follow that one thing in life that lights them up. Generators are ruled by their sacral, which is their gut. So as I mentioned before, that is where the life force lives. That's where pleasure and desire and excitement all come from. They'll get that one thing in their life that just really lights them up. They are here to just follow that. They are here to become masters through repetition of that one thing that just really lights them up. They're all about following what excites them, what makes them feel good. If for them, everything is about pleasure and desire. I'll just have a quick look at these messages. We've got a few generators. When generators get together, it's just when aligned generators get together, like the world cannot get enough of a lit up generator because they just overflow. They're so magnetic, they're so abundant, and their life force just overflows to everyone around them. Oh. And then we have the manifesting generator. Now, as you would guess, they are a hybrid of the manifester and the generator. Although for the most part, they are more aligned with the generator. They are also ruled by their gut, and they are very magnetic, very abundant. The difference with them is they are multi-hyphenate, multi-passionate individuals. Their path is not linear at all. And when they are living a life aligned, they operate like a superhuman, very efficient. But they will change their mind more often. So the generator, they are here to follow that one path, whereas the manifesting generator, they are here to follow the many different paths. They're not going to make sense to them either. And it can be really hard for a manifesting generator, especially, you remember going through school and they try and tell you, you've got to find a career, you've got to find something that you want to study and you want to go and do when you leave school. That's so hard for a manifesting generator. I'm an MG and for years, you wouldn't believe the courses that I've started and never finished. I was going to be so many different things. I was going to be a DJ, an interior designer, naturopath, a nutritionist. I've done it all and not finished it. And in fact, the only two things I've ever finished are human design and life coaching. And that's what I do now. So yeah, variety is the spice of life for an MG. We are here to pivot, change, move direction. So don't shame yourself for following all your different passions. And then when they drain you or they bore you, drop it. Don't put that pressure on yourself that you feel like you have to see it through now, because you're not meant to. If it's draining you, it means that's your sign to say it needs to make space, because there's something else that's going to come and be dropped in your lap that's going to light you up. And eventually, they will more than likely come full circle at some point. But with each thing, there'll come a lesson or something you will learn from each thing that you throw yourself into. So don't ever feel shame for not finishing something you are not designed to. Then we have projectors. Generators and manifesting generators. Each of those are about 35% of the population, quite common. Then we move into our projectors, and they are roughly about 20% of the population of the world. And they're our teachers, they're our leaders, they are here to guide us. They have very deep wisdom. They can see very deeply into another. And it can feel a little bit intrusive if a projector just says, oh, you should be doing this, this, and this. And should is not the right language to be using, but they actually can see how to make things better. They are wired for improvement. They're wired for productivity. They're here to increase efficiencies. They're here to show us the way. So very, very wise. I look at projectors like like owls, owls are supposed to be so wise, and you imagine them sitting high up in a tree and they have the best vantage point looking over the world below them. That's kind of what a projector is. They just see so clearly where things can be improved or what can be done better, or how you as a person, they can see your blind spots and will help you find them. Projectors actually also need rest. Very, very important. They are not here to work the normal 9 to 5, even though that's hard in the society that we live in. A normal 9 to 5 can be really hard for them. So projectors will feel a deep need for rest and retreat more often than a generator or a manifesting generator will. And then our last energy type, and they are the rarest of all the energy types, they're a reflector. Only 1% of the world are a reflector. And they're very important to us as in the human race, because they're the mirrors to our soul. They are really adaptable. They take on the energy of the environment that they're in, the people that they're with, and they will amplify it. So they reflect back to you the energy that you are bringing off. So they're very empathic. They're also very, very wise, because they see everything from a distance. They're the chameleon. You wouldn't even know that they're there. They're experiencing and sampling life through every up and down. And they are here to just shift and pivot and not attach themselves to one identity, which I will go more into. Will make more sense. Are there any reflectors on here? Do we know? No. Okay, strategy. So this is, how I look at strategy, it's your personal roadmap for navigating life. It is, what is the method that I need to use in order to make things happen with less resistance and more flow? Each energy type has their own strategy. And for a manifestor, that strategy is to inform. And this is not about asking for permission. This is just giving those around them a heads up. Hey, this is what I'm doing, which then decreases resistance. It can be, manifestors can come from a really conditioned state of feeling like that if they inform others, they're going to be met with resistance. And that's going to hold them back from following through on those urges that they want to do. But when they inform those around them, whether they're in a team environment, whether they're a leader, whether they're in a partnership, when they get those urges to go and do something, if they can just say, hey, this is what I'm doing, it's not to say, hey, is it okay if this is what I do? It's, this is what I'm doing. And it's for those around them to decide, okay, yeah, I want to come along with you and do that. That sounds great. Or to just sit back and go, okay, thanks for letting me know. That's not for me. I'm just going to support from the sidelines. Now, when a manifestor doesn't use their strategy, their not self theme is anger. They're going to feel very, very angry all the time. And it's because they're not informing others. They're getting met with resistance, or maybe they're not being granted the freedom and the autonomy that they desire so deeply. Maybe they're not honoring their deep need for rest. So anytime you know of a manifestor and you see that they're really angry, or they seem so angry all the time, it could be any one of those things. But their main, to bring them kind of back into alignment, is for them to just inform others. Even if it's, hey, I'm going for, they're in a partnership. Hey, I'm going for a rest now. I'm going for a nap and you're not coming, because they need that time on their own. But when they are living according to their design, they're going to feel at peace. They're just going to feel this overall sense of zen. And it's a beautiful, beautiful feeling for a manifestor. Now, the generator's strategy is all about responding. It's not chasing and looking for that one thing in life that lights them up. They are here to just attract. So anything that life throws at them, And as I mentioned, they are ruled by their sacral, so they need to respond with their gut. How do they feel when they enter a room, they go to an event, an opportunity is presented to them, someone at work asks them to do something? How do you feel in your gut in that very moment? Do you kind of sit up in your chair? Are you drawn towards that person? Do you maybe giggle even? These are all positive responses. That is your gut responding to you, telling you whether whatever is being presented to you is right for you or not. And if you are not following this strategy, you're going to feel very frustrated. And that's going to look like a lot of huffing and puffing, a lot of, oh, why is this happening? That kind of feeling. So pay attention to that. They're cues. They're your cues. If you find yourself just feeling frustrated by life, by people, not being able to handle things that you normally would, then you've responded to something in a way that you shouldn't have. Maybe your body guided you with the right response, but you didn't trust in it at the time. So it's really important for generators to build a relationship with your gut. And tune into it, learn how it is talking to you. And if you've never had that, it could be as simple as just having a loved one ask you some random questions, just yes or no questions. Do you want to go for a picnic this weekend? Should we go to the beach next weekend? There's just those kind of things, and just see how your gut responds in those moments and just slowly build up a relationship with it. When you are the generators, when you are living according to your strategy, you are making decisions using your gut, you are going to feel satisfied. There's going to be an overwhelming sense of satisfaction, like, yeah, that felt really good. You know that feeling? So, sorry, I'm conscious of time, so I'm going to speed up a little bit. Manifesting generators. For the most part, manifesting generators are also ruled by their sacral. So for them, it is about tuning into your gut. But to get maximum capacity, use that part of the hybrid of the manifestor as well to inform. So use your gut. Say if it feels good, yes, and you want to respond to it, but then just inform those around you of what you are doing. Manifesting generator as a hybrid, if they are not following their strategy and authority, they are going to feel a combination. In their not self theme, they're going to feel angry and frustrated. And in their signature theme, they're going to feel peace and satisfaction. So best of both worlds, worst of both worlds, but are always up. Projectors is all about waiting for the invitation. So that doesn't mean waiting for the invitation for themselves on their own personal journey. They need to wait for the invitation from others because they see things and feel things so deeply. When they are not waiting for the invitation, they're going to feel bitterness. That's their not self theme. They are going to feel very resentful that their wisdom's not landing, that they're not being invited to share what they can see so clearly. So projectors, wait for the invitation. And in order to do this, to be invited, you just have to show up as the authority that you are in whatever it is that interests you. And that's when the invitations will come. And when those invitations come, they are going to feel success because they got, and success not as in career success, as in, yes, I've hit the top of the corporate ladder. It's more so I feel seen, I feel valued, and I feel really recognized for my guidance, my wisdom, for what I can see of what I'm able to offer the world. And then reflectors, their strategy is all about waiting a full lunar cycle. And by full lunar cycle, I mean 28 days, 4 weeks, 1 month, however you want to look at it. For them, they need to feel the peaks and troughs of how every single day feels throughout the course of a full moon cycle, basically, because they are going to feel they might feel really positive about something that's presented to them, but then a couple of days later feel really negative, and then a couple of days later feel really positive. It literally is peaks and troughs, ebbs and flows for the reflector. So and when we say wait a full lunar cycle, that's not going to work when it is, what should I cook for dinner this weekend? It's more like decisions that are going to change the trajectory of your life, whether it's a career move or a relationship, moving house, moving state, moving countries. All of those things really need time. Now, your authority is your decision-making tool, and I'm going to show you where your decision-making tool lives in your body. There are 7 different authorities. First one is emotional. So those with emotional authority, now if you are a manifesting generator or generator, there's a little bit of caveat here. Yes, you are ruled by your gut, and that is your primary response is sacral, always. Always rely on your gut's response first. But then you have to take into account that you have this emotional wave. So you have to wait and see what your emotional wave looks like. For most people, it's anywhere between 24 hours to a week. And that can change. I know for me, smaller decisions, I will always sleep on a decision. That's the number one thing, emotional authorities, always sleep on a decision. You are not designed to be spontaneous when it comes to decisions. You have to sleep on, at least allow yourself 24 hours because clarity is going to come with time. But when it's bigger decisions, I usually allow myself up to a week. And when you feel 80% sure, then that's a good time to make that decision. And with the emotionals, because we have a wave, it means we feel the highest of highs and the lowest of lows. And what we can do, we can make the mistake of thinking that when we're in a low, that there's a reason for it. For anyone with emotional authority, you would know this. You would know at your heart what this feels like. You can feel really great one moment, and then within a couple of hours, nothing's happened, but you just feel a little bit flat and you're not sure why. And you start looking for reasons why. Again, that's conditioning, teaching us there must be a reason why I feel so flat. It can't just be for no reason. But it is. People with emotional authority, it's just a wave. And the sooner that you go, I'm not going to attach any reasoning to this. I don't need to find a reason. I'm just in a low. You'll come out of that low a lot quicker and you will reach neutrality. So all your decisions have to come when you reach neutrality for those with emotional authority. Sacral. Now this will either look like on a human design chart, you might say pure or sacral, and that's gut. So that's just so easy for you. It's black and white. Trust your gut's immediate yes or no. If it feels like a maybe, treat it as a no, and doesn't mean it's no forever, it just means it's no right now. And it could be yes later on. So just trust your gut's response every time. Splenic. These are quick, instant, instinctive hits. And those with splenic authority will know when they build a relationship with their spleen, and it will come and then it goes. It comes so quickly and then it's gone. Trust in that and just play with it with just little small things. If you've got splenic authority, again, if you're very new to this, it can be very hard to resonate with some of these things that you learn about your human design. And really, it's just about experimentation, just trying it and just see what happens. And I think you'd be pleasantly surprised. Ego authority, and this is only for manifestors. I think maybe very rare projector, mainly for manifestors though, will have ego authority, and that is just about them making choices that feel empowering and aligned with their desires. They want that designer bag because it makes them feel good, then they should go and buy that designer bag, and not just designer things. If they want to eat a whole cake because that's how they feel in that moment, then they're going to eat that whole cake. And what it actually just contributes to the collective. Those with egoic authority, making choices for them that the outside world thinks, oh, that's, very selfish of you. It's not. They're making those choices and it's actually for the betterment of everyone else. Self-projected authority. This is only for projectors. They need to talk things out, and that's when their truth will be revealed. So for them, it is just talk, and they can talk it out with anyone. If they're a hairdresser and they're just talking it out with the next client, their truth is going to be revealed in how their voice sounds when they're delivering what they are talking about. So if they like, oh, I got a job opportunity the other day, that's their sign. But if they're like, oh, I've got this job offer and I don't know, I'm just, that's their sign. And that's how, for them, they can find their truth. Mental authority, also only for projectors, very similar to self-projected, but they are going to gain clarity when they are talking things out with people that they trust. So they're close friends, family members, and they have to be in a really supportive space. And their truth, again, will be revealed once they are talking things out. And that is, again, this is not for them to get advice or the opinions of those people. They need those trusted people, and those trusted people need to know, I just need to be a sounding board, and mental authority will find their decision. Lunar, only ever for a reflector. As I said before, so their strategy and authority is the same. They just have to wait that full 28 days before making any big decisions. Okay, so how do you even apply this in a personal sense? We all have a unique way of operating, of how we make decisions, how we take in the world, life, people around us. So when you understand your energy type, it's going to help you to stop pushing against your natural state and just start living in a way that hopefully feels more aligned with who you truly are at the core. So for manifestors, your power is going to be in following your urges. Go and start that thing. Don't wait for anyone. Don't follow anyone. Just inform people of what you're doing, not for approval, just for clarity. Don't ever wait to be chosen, because you are here to go first. We are all waiting for the manifestors to do their thing so that we can all follow along. Blaze your trails, manifestors. Generators and MGs, just respond to your gut reactions. Follow what lights you up. Very important that you choose relationships, that you choose hobbies, and even work that energizes you. Trust in that hell yes feeling and let life come to you. So don't ever chase or force anything. You are not designed to do that. Life is going to present you with things, and the more that you start tapping into your gut responses and saying yes to the right things and no to what doesn't feel right for you, the universe is going to start putting more yeses in front of you. Projectors, they are here to guide. You're here to offer your wisdom, and you are here to work smarter, not harder. Don't force yourself to be on all the time, because hustle culture is never going to work for you. Remember that resting is productive. You are going to get a lot more done when you allow yourself that rest. Very important that you surround yourself with people who see your value. Otherwise, you're going to be walking around in your not self theme most of the time, and that was bitterness. No one wants to be bitter all the time. And then reflectors, because you are here to mirror and offer, here to mirror the world and offer your unique perspective. Very important that you honor your cycles and just allow your unique pace to lead. You're going to experience life through other people, through other environments. So you have to surround yourself with people and places that feel good and not toxic, because if you are around negative people, you are going to feel very negative all the time. And you will actually, reflectors will feel this horrible, overwhelming feeling of, is this it? Is this all that life has to offer me? It will feel like a big gray cloud following them everywhere. So if you know a reflector, or there are any reflectors here and you feel like that, really, best advice I can give you is check your immediate environments, where you work, who you hang out with, who you live with, who you're in a relationship with. They will give you all your answers. Now, in the workplace, how does this work? With each energy type, they have a unique way of working. They have a unique way of contributing and interacting with their team members. And if you're a leader, when you know what your staff members, what your staff members' energy type is, you can tailor your expectations. You can help them operate in their natural flow and also help them avoid burnout. We don't want our staff to burn out. So what does that look like? If you're a colleague or a team member or a leader, if you have a manifestor, they're trailblazers. They are here to start things, but not necessarily finish them. Give them freedom, give them autonomy. They desire this from a very deep level. And when you do give them that freedom and autonomy, they create such powerful momentum. They get things going. Generators and MGs, they are energized by work that lights them up. So you have to let them do what excites them. They will become so magnetic, so productive, and that's going to overflow to the rest of the team. Projectors, as they are our natural guides, leaders, they are going to see things that the rest of us miss. They offer visibility on our blind spots. Very good at managing people or providing guidance on processes or systems, but we also need to respect their need for rest and recognition. And that rest doesn't necessarily mean, oh, that person who works a 9 to 5 needs to take a 2-hour nap every day. Just maybe they just need rest away from the other energies so they can just be in their flow. And reflectors, it's great to have a reflector in the workplace, personally, I believe, because they absorb and reflect the health of the team dynamics and the environment. Their input is always going to be invaluable. So we have to ensure that we protect a reflector's environment, allow them time to make decisions, make sure that they're not caught up in any office politics or toxicity or negativity. And if they are, that's a reflection on everyone else. So to wrap it up, human design is not about perfection. It is really just about experimenting. It's learning to trust yourself and know that you have all the answers that you need inside you. And that is it. Thank you so much for listening, for being here. I'm just so grateful.
That was amazing. My mind is so blown right now. For those of you who have done it before, you're probably or know your type, but I quickly did mine, the link that I shared, and everything is just so accurate. And then I did my daughter's, because she's the one that's like the most different from me, and she's totally different. She's a projector, and I'm like, oh, this is going to be such a good tool for my parenting skills. And my boys that are similar to me are similar. Yeah, that was. Thank you so much for this introduction. If I know that you have offered some amazing bonuses for attendees that have came today. So Selena has a Patreon community called Enlighten, which is human design life coaching. And she's offering, I think it was 50% off their first month. Is that right, Selena?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. And you get, well, I'll let you share, but there was coaching Q&As, inspiration, and tools.
Yeah, I look, and honestly, ladies, it's very new, but I'm just about to upload my last video this week on the energy types. So I'm actually I've put separate videos up for each of the energy types into my Patreon. So if you're a manifestor, you can go and just watch the manifestor video, and they're less than 20 minutes, but I do a deep dive into each energy type and their strategy and their not self-signature themes. And then next I'll be doing authorities. So I'm just going to be diving deep into the human design, all the different layers that I kind of covered off today, so that you've got access to that. Yeah, so it's just Patreon. It's very cheap per month, but I'm giving 50% off for 1 month. And look, if you only wanted to look at your energy type, you would get 1 month. You would be able to do that in the first month.
I will get you to share the links with me so that
Yeah.
I can pop them into your page on the website. And then also you do this for offices, for work.
Yeah.
for businesses. So I know if anyone here has their own business or knows someone works for a company that could maybe do with understanding human design and how it affects the running of the business, I know that you're offering that as well. So you'll find all the details of what she does on a page. It'll be sent out to you together with a copy of the recording. Does anyone have any questions before we get back to the day on what's come up? I'd love to know, everyone, was there any manifestors or Manny Jennies in there? Yeah. Beautiful. Awesome. So exciting and so funny that Carola was a generator, the same as you. That makes sense why I love hanging out with you.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I hope you have enjoyed it. I know this has just been so much fun for me. If anyone has any questions that come up after, just send them to me and we can pop them up there for Selena to answer. And I hope you really enjoy the rest of your day. So beautiful.
Thank you so
seeing you.
much, Leah. Thank you, ladies.
Thanks. Have
Thank
an
you. That was
awesome rest of your day.
amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.